Well, just got out of 28 years later, the Bone Temple. There it is. I gotta say, you guys, it's kind of great. Um, if you're a fan of the franchise, going back to 28 days later, then 28 weeks later. Did we get months or did we just go straight to years? Yeah, we just went straight to 28 years. Um, I can't lie, it's solid. Uh, Ray Fiennes delivers. Uncle Ray. Anyway, just checking in, walking up Broadway after seeing a movie because you have to get the fuck out of the house every once in a while. You can't just stay at home glued to heated rivalry. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. Who's up in here? Wow. This is a good crowd for a live. Anyway, thanks for joining. Thanks for following on the Substack. I'm so glad you're here. Um, what else do I want to tell you? Oh, Restaurant Week is coming in New York City. Actually, I mean, when I was back in the olden times when I was a waitress, I wasn't a fan of Restaurant Week because it was a lot of work for a low check total and a smaller tip. But as a consumer, I would say Restaurant Week is a really good opportunity to sample um, some of the amazing, unparalleled offerings of New York City's restaurant scene. See, now this is newsstands have kind of really gone by the wayside, but here is a great example, a great use of a newsstand. They kind of repurpose it as, let's see, what do we got here? We've got beverages. I'll show you. Here's a good newsstand repurposing. We have got candies, soda, Zin, if that's your thing. I think there's a couple magazines in there, but yeah, that's a New York City newsstand right now. And one of New York City's increasing numbers of diners that close early. Here we are. All the diners are closing early. Everything closes earlier now. 10 p.m. Oh, God. Yeah. It's New York. New York is no longer the city that doesn't sleep, that never sleeps. It's the city that's getting plenty of sleeps and taking some naps and making sure it's getting its yoga and, yeah, and getting plenty of water. That's New York right now. Um, anyway, back to the subject at hand initially, which was 28 years later, the Bone Temple. Solid. And really comes right off the tails of 28 years later, which came out last year, which was also a solid addition to the series. Anyway, I'm really glad I saw it. I am now gonna, since it's not as cold out tonight, I think I'm gonna have to walk home and walk off the bag of Twizzlers I ate during the movie. That's all I can tell you. Anyway, thanks for joining me tonight. I just wanted to chime in. I did not do a live earlier. I apologize. Huge thank you to those of you subscribing in any way, shape, or form here on Substack, but an extra special thank you to those of you who are paid subscribers. You guys are really adding the fuel that makes the engine run, and I really do appreciate it. Couldn't do it without you. Roche Dubois, Roche Bobo. I don't know what the fuck that store is. It's like tacky Euro furniture. And then here's a newsstand that's really not doing anything. because no one's buying newspapers anymore. However, I do like to buy a physical newspaper. On Sundays, I will indulge in the print edition of um, the New York Times and Financial Times. All right, that's it. Thank you guys so much. Um, if you're a fan of the horror genre, and if you like the 28 weeks, months, 28 days, weeks, years later series, Bone Temple. Good stuff. All right. Love you. Good night.